Hey everyone, today I'm going to introduce you to the exercises in your Grammar and Composition Workbook 6 on pages 96, 97, and 98. So go ahead and get out page 96 in that book, and these are still more correcting of inappropriate formal English, okay? So much like what we've done, reviewing agreement and usage. Cross out any words that are incorrect or inappropriate to standard formal English and write in the corrections where necessary. We're using our handbook. We're using sections 9 through 12 and 35 in our handbook for grammar and composition. All right. Let's look at question number 1, and then you'll do the rest. The reason the students moved more livelier than usual was because the holidays was approaching. We've got several issues. Now, the most obvious ones are verb related. Holidays were approaching would make more sense, so we need to change that to were. Okay. More livelier is incorrect. You would say either livelier or more lively. So let's cross out more. And then the reason, this is wordy here, the reason the students moved, we just say the students moved livelier than usual because the holidays were approaching. All right, so you have those three things to change. I want you to go ahead and do the rest of that page, marking out the things that are necessary. And again, don't just put answers down. You look them up in sections 9 through 12 and 35. Okay, so let's review what 9 through 12 is. Section 9 is agreement, subject-verb agreement. So any questions that you have related to subject and verb agreement would be in section 9. Section 10 is the correct use of verbs. Okay. Section 11 is correct use of pronouns. Section 12, correct use of modifiers, adjectives and adverbs. Okay. And then you've got 35, which is your glossary of diction. And we use that extensively in the last section. Number 35 is glossary of diction. And you've got page after page of words and phrases and their correct usage. Okay, so that's how you're going to find the answers on page 96. Now let's look at 97. This is actually a 2-page paragraph. So it continues on 98. And you need to mark it up for corrections. And then it says, mark your revisions on this page, then rewrite the section on a separate sheet of paper. You may have to write more than one draft. Okay, well, I don't want you to write on a separate sheet of paper this time. I want you just to mark it up for this assignment. And then we'll come back after you've done this, and we'll go over all of the corrections, and then I'll ask you to rewrite it. Okay, so don't rewrite it this time. Just make all the corrections. I'm going to do the first paragraph with you, and then you do the rest. The rest of both pages, you do them all. Okay, and you must use the correction symbols list in the back of your handbook for grammar and composition. Okay, you must use that list like we've been using in our in the last several exercises. Okay, so let's look at the first sentence. It's in a quote. I will ignore all ideas for new works, the invention of which has reached its limit for whose improvement I see no further hope. There's nothing wrong with that quote. Now, the writer of these words, comma, who obviously thought that everything to be invented had already been invented, was Sextus Julius Frontinus. Okay, that's still okay. I don't see any issues there. A Roman engineer of the 1st century AD. But as a prophet, Sextus was a flop. The world paid him no heed, and he went right on inventing. Okay, this is too many thoughts in one part. So if you look at this, but as a prophet, no, I'm sorry, not there. A Roman engineer of the 1st century AD is not a complete thought, is it? So you need to write frag for fragment there. Okay? Now, but as a prophet, comma, Sextus was a flop. Okay, this, a flop, is not appropriate for formal English. So we put appropriateness there, which is on our list. So there's appropriateness, there's fragment. But as a prophet, Sextus was a flop. And then that should be a period there, because otherwise this is a run-on. The new sentence should start here. The world paid him no heed and went right on inventing. So RO means run-on sentence. Okay, so you take that list, this correction symbols list, you go through all of this, all the way through the end of this page and the next, and make all the corrections necessary. All right, turn it in, and get it turned in quickly in the next couple of days, because we're going to come back and do, just, I guess, check the due date and make sure that you know what the due date is, because then afterwards we're going to come back and do this again, and I'm going to give you the corrections, see how close you can get to making them right the first time, and then you'll rewrite it. Okay, that's the plan. So you guys, thank you. Have a good time working on that. It shouldn't be too terribly long. That's a fairly short assignment, because it's really just 2 exercises on 3 pages. And then upload those, and I'll get them graded for you. And then we'll come back next time and do a different set of exercises. All right? Have a great time. Bye.